Shalom YouTube, it's your boy Micaiah, aka the Hawkeye Hebrew, coming at you with another build video. Today we're playing on the Bobo Warden. I hope y'all enjoyed the brief gameplay in the beginning. So with no further ado, let's get into the skills and take a look at what we're working with. On the back bar, our first ability is Poison Injection. Our armor buff is Ice Fortress. Our main burst heal is Soothing Spores. Then we're using Living Trellis, and we're using the Bull Netch for our major brutality buff, and it also purges negative effects. Our back bar ultimate is the Healing Thicket. I really only use this if I see my teammates about to die. I'll pop it for them, but my main ultimate is the front bar ult, the Toxic Barrage. And surprisingly, in the gameplay, I actually didn't have this morph. I was using the base morph. I just got it ranked up, so that's an extra 36,000 damage over 8 seconds on our enemies. Our next ability is Focus Aim. I took this morph for the Minor Breach, because we don't have a lot of penetration on this build, so this morph gives us an extra 3K. You could use the other morph if you like. Magnum shot, that's our knockback when melee builds are getting too close. I normally hit them with a magnum shot, followed by a bombard. Our front bar heals, resolving vigor. And then we have bird of prey for major expedition and for minor berserk. Like I said, our other ability is bombard. I would say your two burst abilities on this build are focus aim and bombard. Definitely. You don't really want to spam magnum shot. I mainly use that, like I say, when somebody is playing over aggressive and they too close. I knock them back and try to create some distance. I'm a red guard on this build, and I'm gonna show you why. I think red guard pairs very well with Warden. In the Winter's Embrace, you reduce the effectiveness of snares by 15%. And then also red guard gets another 15%. So that's 30% snare reduction on a build with no shuffle or any way to remove snares. So that's pretty useful. We get 2,000 max stam, and then every 5 seconds we get 1,000 stam back from doing any type of damage. So that kind of plays into our sustain. Then let's go into the sets. I'll also show you why I'm using red guard for this as well. So here you get 8% cost reduction to weapon ability. So that's all our bow abilities. As far as the sets, we're using Malakav's Band to bump our base damage by 16%. We're not worried about the critical damage because our crit is only at 16%. So our first set is Marksman. And as you can see, it's a line of stam recovery, another line of stam recovery, and another line of weapon damage. The 5-piece reduce the cost of your stamina abilities by 5% and increase the damage of your bow abilities against players by 8%. Now, the 5% cost reduction stacks with the 8% cost reduction from being a red guard. So we got a really good cost reduction to our abilities. It's kind of why you see me spamming certain abilities and not running out of stamina. And then also the 8% of your bow abilities, that 8% does not show up in your tooltip. So when you see the tooltips, the 8% is in addition to that, even on the ultimate. And another quick thing I want to mention is because I'm a red guard and I get the 8% cost reduction to weapon abilities, that also applies to your ultimate. So normally Toxic Barrage would be like 175 and we're getting it at 161. So that helps as well. We got the Marksman Ring Infuse. We got another Marksman Neck Infuse, all weapon damage glyphs. And our back bar 5-piece set is Sheer Venom. That's what we're using poison injection for on the back bar. And that's a 2-piece max stam, 3-piece weapon damage, 4-piece weapon damage. And then when you deal damage with an execute ability, you infect the enemy, dealing 5,418 poison damage over 6 seconds. And dealing up to 100% more damage to enemies under 100% health. So just like poison injection, as their health drops, this ability will hit harder. I tried to swap this out with, was it Plague Break? And me personally, I saw a damage drop off. So if you want to try that set instead of Sheer Venom, you definitely can. I found Sheer Venom to be more damage. So I might have to do some further testing in the future and play around with the Plague Break set a little bit more, but that could be a back bar alternative. But you definitely want to keep Marksman on your front bar. The trait on here on my Sheer Venom boots is Reinforced. I prefer that to be well fitted. Marksman legs, impin. Sheer Venom hands, impin. Sheer Venom belt, impin. Excuse me. And for the monster, we're using Engine Guardian. This is a medium, well-fitted, and the helmet is sturdy. I would want that to be well fitted as well, bringing us to 3 well fitted, 4 MPN. And this is a 7 medium build. The reason I like Engine Guardian is because this monster helm is amazing. I can't tell you how many times this set has saved my life. Like somebody trying to drop a meteor on me and the Engine Guardian is in the way. They end up targeting the Engine Guardian. So this thing like takes a lot of pressure off of you because we're not a Nightblade. We can't go into stealth. But this is also great because it provides us an extra heal and a little bit of mag and stam sustain. I know it's kind of random, but it still helps nevertheless. Like I said, the back bar set, we're using a sheer venom bow. And this is a name bow you can get in the, I want to say, Imperial City Prison dungeon. And we're using infused with a weapon damage glyph. Our front bar bow is the Marksman bow, and we have that Nirnhone so we can get better healing. You could go sharpened on this. I prefer Nirnhone, and we're using double dot poisons on that bow. And let's look at the stats. There's Engine Guardian right there. So for our stats, we have 12,000 magicka, 24,000 health, 26,000 stam, and 2,100 stam recovery. Our base weapon damage is 5,000. Our pen is pretty low at 700, and our spell resistance is 17,000. Which is pretty normal for a medium armor build. So as far as attributes, we have 45 in the health, 19 in the stamina, and we're using the Warrior Mundus. So if you wanted to get more pen, you could swap this out for the Lover. We're using the Lava Foot Soup and Salt Rice, and the Minor Berserk is showing up here from the Bird of Prey. So, buff up the weapon damage real quick so you can see what that looks like with the glyph. 5,638. So not too bad. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? I talked about how being a red guard gives you the ultimate, the lower ultimate. And we're stacking all our, pretty much trying to stack base damage with this build. So you're getting the 8% more from the Marksman set. You're getting 16% more from Malakath. And that's going to ensure that our base abilities hit as absolute hard as they can. You can kind of look at some of the tool tips here. 87,000 on Toxic Barrage, and it's not even leveled up, with a 40k dot, 12k on the Focus Aim, 8,600 Magnum Shot, and then 8,000 Bombard. So you're gonna be hitting pretty hard on this build. And like you see in the gameplay, this thing can heal very well. You're extremely fast. You got good survivability. And it's also a great support build because you're always rooting people in place with Bombard, allowing your teammates to finish them off if you yourself don't finish them off. Because you hit somebody with a Bombard and then snipe them into a Magnum Shot, and most people die very quick from that. Let's see what else we got. I know some people don't really care for Soothing Spores, so if you wanted to swap that out or Living Trellis, I would say these are your 2 flex spots. But I like having both of these heals along with Vigor because, like I said, we're not a Nightblade, so we can't go into stealth. So when you got 3-4 people beating on you, all you could do is roll dodge, get your major expedition, and pop all your heals to heal up. If not, you're dead. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the build video. I'll definitely have more gameplay in the future.